Hello there dear viewers, Bedroom Commentator, and today we're playing Minecraft. Oh yeah! In the last episode we left off and I started recording today, the next episode. Unfortunately you won't see it. Too many bad things happened. First of all, not much happened in the video, so you didn't miss much, and I'm going to recap it now. But I was actually not very well while recording the video, and yeah, I didn't come across as great. My general voice was down, and I had to pause the video to go away for a while. It wasn't very good. But that's fine because I'll recap it. Like I said, not much happened. The biggest addition is this. This is what we did for like 10 minutes of the episode. I gathered up, I think I had just enough marble, but I got this black stone. Now where I got this black stone from, I'll tell you in just a few minutes from now. The reason I did this, as you know, I wanted this to be my house and a sort of workshop area. And now I've got it set up is just under this and across one is I think it's down 2 actually. So under this block and across one is a bat box which is powering all this, and kind of ugly, we've got a wire coming off the roof with a solar panel that's connected in, and the hydro power plant all the way over there trails a little bit further into the bat box. So all these machines have power. So if we head up here, you see this is our midst of our solar farm. We got 3 again. I had to destroy some leaves so they could gain the power. Obviously this is piping down, like I said, kind of ugly, goes down the side of the house, but there's not really much I can do about that. We've got the wire trailing all the way from over there, all the way under the ground and in. Now I do believe that is over 40 blocks now. I'm not going to count, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... It's about 5 or 6 before it actually starts coming through the ground. And we believe I calculated it as 35 to get just inside here. But now it's going a little bit further, so I think we're losing 1 EU. So it's only generating 3 EU. So it's generating the same as our solar farm. Facepalm. Well, that's fine. You know, it's additional energy, and what we did last episode is try to make it renewable with this, the electrical engine. The idea I had was, I'm using a steam engine. Now, they've got steam engines, just show you, right there, that's a steam engine. I made 2 steam engines, and I already had 2 in this chest there. I didn't realise, I also had some more ores I didn't know about, and cobble, we have tons of cobble. Well, so now we have 2 additional steam engines. Well, I made an electrical engine because we're using coal/charcoal. We're using fuel to power the hydro plant. Well, that's pointless. We obviously want green energy, a renewable source of energy. We're not putting energy in, but we're getting energy out. Well, at the minute, all we're doing is transferring the energy of coal into pumping a pump, which is then giving us energy in the form of water. You know, it's not good. But I'll show you the recipe for the electrical engine anyway. Piston, a glass, 2 tin gears and 3 tin ingots. A tin gear is made by a stone gear and 4 tin around it, much like the iron gear. I did do this in that episode, but like I said, unfortunately it's been lost. But never mind about that. It's fine. Trust me, nothing was missed. And what I did was I coupled this wire back on itself and into what was the electrical engine. And what the electrical engine did was basically sap all the power. I did a test, I broke the solar panel connection, and I connected up this, and it was generating 0 power. So, yes, unfortunately, it does have to run on charcoal. So, until we find a new source of energy, this will have to do. But I'll show you how it works. I'll turn it on and use the charcoal. Pumps the water flows through the pipes very nicely. equally distributes itself, and as you can see, the entire core, since it's so large, is infinite. You see it jolting there? That's because the pump's using up water and it's refilling itself. This energy is then transferred down the line to our house. Now you notice it burns for a long time. We could use wood in here, it would burn for a lesser amount of time, but coal seems to pretty much completely fill an empty bat box. As you can see, I've turned it off. It's still burning, yet there's still plenty of water to go through. This is because any unused water will sit in the pipes until the machines need it, and then it will flow into the pipes. But we might as well start. As you can see now, flow has gone in because the water mills have actually used up some water. As you can see, it is creating some currents, so that's not great, but I don't plan to be swimming in this pool anytime soon. But yes, this is generating us power, and that is very good. Now I'm going to show you where I got the black bricks that complement the white bricks. The black brick is basalt. You get basalt from a volcano. As you can see, I shaved the side of it off. When you dig this, you get basalt cobblestone. And much like normal cobblestone, you have to put it in a furnace to get it back to just basalt. So you could call it the black smooth stone. And with that, a 2x2, such as in your inventory, will give you the stone bricks of basalt. Very nice looking. Of course, our house is absolutely horrendous looking like it was before. It's too long, it's ugly, we've got this wire dangling down, but it was all necessary for the inner footsteps. As you can see, we're pretty much full up on power, and that's both due to the solar panel, but mainly, I've got to say, it's the hydropower. As you can see now, it's full. It's not going to accept any more power. That means the hydropower plant is still going to remain green, as you can see by the lights. So it's still making power, but it's not going anywhere. So it stores it instead. It's not outputting power. This way, if you ignore the graphical glitches at this distance, the water stays in the pipes. When energy is needed, it will output the power it's got stored up and take some water from the pipes. This is an easy way to know when my pump's turned off, when I'm full on power, because if there's water in the pipes, I know that they're not outputting any power, meaning they're full. And there's a skeleton trying to interrupt me. That's not very nice, is it, skeleton? Oh. Dead. And there's a duo of creepers. We don't need that bone. Of course, this is useful because I can no longer directly see my bat box. The only other tell I have is to come up here and check this one. I know if this one is full, then the one below me is full. But that's around about it. But the useful thing about it is, as I said, when I need power, it will output its power and take the remaining water. So, without even using any additional fuel to power the pumps, in which, like I said, I may replace with saplings, which are a renewable source. We can get infinite amounts of saplings, really. I might use something along those lines, or wood, to power them instead, because you don't need to turn them on for long. You only need to turn them on for a few seconds. As when I need power, it will draw the water it's got left stored up, thanks to the iron pipe stopping it from backflowing, and I will gain the additional power, along with that of the solar panel. So this is a great way to power my house, at least a starter house. Of course, there is one downside, and that is the rechargeable battery. The rechargeable battery is obviously useful for when I simply have no power. But to charge it, the only one that's accessible now, on the inside at least, is the one on the roof. However, of course that outputs its energy to the one on the ground, so there's no way for me to access it yet without actually going outside. I may add a hatch here later to solve that problem. But this is just an example of what you can do in your world, and essentially copy this. Green energy in the Technic pack is just as useful and important as it is in real life. Of course you don't want to be burning through your coal. By the way, there was an extra stack in that chest out there. Go figure, I needed coal and it was right outside, along with tons of stone. How strange. I never remembered. Well, the other great thing about this setup I have now is I pretty much don't need to worry about power. Like I said, I just need to get wood, and I can refill my energy reserves whenever I need. One last thing I did off camera was I did gather wood. I needed dark wood for the house, and to get this I travelled way off in the distance. Now, that's great and all, but another interruption there. Never mind. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes, what I did last episode. The final thing I did, which was incredibly fun. Okay, the sun is rising. This is the perfect time. You'll notice there is another marker on my minimap. I'm not being chased. Very good. The water is trapped with the iron pipe. Very good. While I was out at the volcano, I noticed something. A local cave. And a deep cave at that. Look at this. It is a humongous pit. It goes right down there to the bottom. And this is where I'm going to be doing my digging. Also, as a slight bonus, I believe there is a abandoned mine shaft in the area. In this area. As I was coming over the hills, there was one of those Minecraft glitches where you can see through the floor. I saw the lights down there, torchlight. So, we might find some diamonds in a chest. That would be amazing. I know, in this episode I've been talking kind of like, really weirdly informative. Don't mind that. Oh yes, one last thing. I recorded some episodes with Cody. Should I go down or across? Down or... I guess across. I'm here first. Okay, dead end. We played an adventure map, and then we played a Technic server. It was a lot of fun, and definitely enjoyable. Oh, the mobs. The mobs are around already. Well, the problem is, there seems to be this weird audio loop going on with Cody's voice. I'm not sure what caused it, but I believe it's something to do with Skype and Fraps. They didn't blend well. So you'll keep hearing his voice twice over. I'm apologising in this video for that video. There's nothing I can do to fix it since it's already been recorded, but enjoyed it nevertheless. It was a very fun experience. I enjoyed it, that's for sure. Okay, now I'm going to stop talking like an advert. Oh, a spawner. Huh. Ow. Oh yeah, dungeon. There's some mossy cobblestone. Be nice. Gonna destroy this. Didn't need it. Some appetite. More buckets. Well, I'm not ready to take. I don't need them. Wheat, gunpowder, bread, string. Wait, what? Wooden tie. Don't know what that is, but I'm sure I'll find out. I'll find out I shall in the next episode. I'll see you then. Goodbye.